1 2 1 2. something's broken. I guess something's broken. I guess something's broken. Yeah, I'm feeling stuck, maybe out of luck. I'm falling in and out of line. I hope that you come home, please pick up the phone. I need to know if you are fine. I know I'm running away from moments. What am I becoming? I guess something's broken. I guess something's broken. Oh, every night is like a daze, but all I feel embrace. Yes, I know I'm running late. Let's wait just one more day. I know I'm running away from moments. What am I becoming? I guess something's broken. I guess something's broken. I guess something's broken. I guess something's broken. I guess something's broken.
Yo, I'm deep in the game, yeah, so you best know my name, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, yeah, I'ma keep doing my thing, yeah. I'll be the best in the game, yeah, everybody knows my name, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, yeah, that shit is so overplayed, yeah. Parties, they all look the same, yeah, parties, they all look the same, yeah. I'm here to change everything, yeah, I'm here to change up the game, yeah. Can't lock me up in a cage, nah, I should be on center stage, yeah. Popping off like I'm champagne, yeah, every show is so insane, yeah. Yeah, I'm deep in the game. Yeah, yo, I'm deep in the game. Yeah, fuck all the money and fame, bruh. I'ma keep doing my thing. Yeah, OVO like I'm Drake. Yeah, drop the word Lil Wayne. Yeah, you know that I'm here to stay. Yeah, I'm just a sucker for pain. Yeah, killing these beats like I'm Dre. Oh, little Lucy Gucci Mane. Oh, got Cardi B in the pain. Oh, man, I don't got no restraints. Oh, I'm preaching shit like a saint. Yeah, I'm sick of hearing complaints. Yeah, if you want something like fame, yeah, then go do something okay. Yeah, but fuck all the money and fame. Yeah, that shit is so overplayed. Yeah, I know I'm deep in the game. Yeah, but I'ma keep doing my thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm deep in the game. I'm deep in the game. I'm deep in the game. Yeah, I'm deep in the game. Yeah, I got bad thoughts with a bad thought. Think about to pop off when I start. I can't stop. Hit them with the sawed off till they fucking back off. Get them in a headlock. Now I'm seeing red dog. I just wanna get loud for a minute. Hit them shaft for a minute. Go all out to my limits. Get it now, get it. It just sold out. Every ticket, no drought. Man, I'm swimming. I'll drown when I'm in it. Cause I'm fat, have a vision, be hope on a mission. So you better listen. I'ma end up winning every game, every inning, every word that I'm spinning. Finally got them all living. Every dream, every image. They can see it now and get it. This is just the beginning. Trust me a minute. I can show you the ticket. If you want it, then go get it. Take a swing, yeah, hit it. That's right. Don't forget it. Always winning, never quit. Spin fire for a living. I'm deep in the game.
And I've been trying to make you talk, but when you talk you don't say much. Don't make me guess what's on your mind. You know exactly what's behind. Shouldn't love yourself for me. You should love yourself for you.
Yo, I'm deep in the game, yeah, so you best know my name, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, yeah, I'ma keep doing my thing, yeah. I'll be the best in the game, yeah, everybody knows my name, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, yeah, that shit is so overplayed, yeah. Parties, they all look the same, yeah. Barbies, they all look the same, yeah. I'm here to change everything, yeah. I'm here to change up the game, yeah. Can't lock me up in a cage, nah. I should be on center stage, yeah. Popping off like I'm champagne, yeah. Every show is so insane, yeah. Yeah, I'm deep in the game, yeah. Yo, I'm deep in the game, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, bruh. I'ma keep doing my thing, yeah. OVO like I'm Drake, yeah. Drop the word Lil Wayne, yeah. You know that I'm here to stay, yeah. I'm just a sucker for pain, yeah. Killing these beats like I'm Dre, oh. Little Uzi, Gucci Mane, oh. Got Cardi B in the pain, oh. Man, I don't got no restraints, oh. I'm preaching shit like a saint, yeah. I'm sick of hearing complaints, yeah. If you want something like fame, yeah, then go do something okay, yeah. But fuck all the money and fame, yeah. That shit is so overplayed, yeah. I know I'm deep in the game, yeah. But I'ma keep doing my thing, yeah. Yeah, I'm deep in the game, I'm deep in the game, yeah, I got bad thoughts with a bad thought, think about to pop off. When I start I can't stop, hit them with the sawed off till they fucking back off. Get them in a headlock, now I'm seeing red dog. I just wanna get loud for a minute, hit them shaft for a minute. Go all out to my limits, get a knack, get a digit sold out. Every ticket, no drought, man, I'm swimming, I'll drown when I'm in it. Cause I'm fat, have a vision, be hope on a mission. So you better listen, I'ma end up winning every game, every inning, every word that I'm spinning. Finally got them all living, every dream, every image. They can see it now and get it, this is just the beginning. Trust me a minute, I can show you the ticket. If you want it, then go get it. Take a swing, yeah, hit it, that's right, don't forget it. Always winning, never quitting, spitting fire for a living.
So we'll just go ahead and start it, and I'll go ahead and turn the music down a little. I mean, that's cool and all, but maybe not. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Anybody actually paying attention in the chat? No, they just left. Okay. No worries, we'll get started anyway. So what we're going to do is we are going to use this wonderful BetaFlight logo replacing tool here that, hey, there's me. This tool here from bflogo.ekezet.com. This guy has made a great tool that will take your logo and put it into your BetaFlight OSD. So that's awesome, except for it's really, really picky about the formats it uses. So if we go back to the tab here, from the BetaFlight logo replacer here, the link is in the description below, so you guys can catch it there. And what we're looking at here is blah, 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 blah. Let you pick a font, make sure you're not a robot, but more info, we'll go ahead and hit that. And in our, let me turn that down because I don't want to hear myself anymore. So cool, there's that. And our BetaFlight logo replacer here. Now, in the more info, tells us it has to be exactly this size, specific formats, but here's where it gets interesting. The background has to be this specific green, and you can only use black and white. So you've got to make a 3-color image in Photoshop. It's not especially hard, but it's fiddly. So in my Photoshop over here, let me switch over. I've already got somebody's opened up. Dalen FPV, great guy over in UAV Futures chat. He let me use his logo here to make, but we're going to start off with looking back over on our other display here. We need to make a document precisely this size in RGB. So back to Photoshop here. In Photoshop, we're going to do file, a new one. And the new Photoshop doesn't let everybody see the picture, but I'm making a 288 wide, 72 tall, RGB Doesn't matter what color the background is. So we'll create that, and we've got this plain white box. This is going to be our BetaFlight splash screen. So first thing we want to do is go ahead and toss an extra layer on here. I don't know, I'm weird. I don't like the background layer in Photoshop. Doesn't let you turn it off anymore, so got a new background. And then we need our spiffy specific green, which I already have picked out over here. You guys can't see it because it's shadowed up, but we'll go to our color palette here and double click on it, and it gives us the option for colors. I don't know, let's see, is the color palette showing? No. OBS is not picking up the color picker, but you can go in and type that specific green color we're looking for, 00FF00 in your Photoshop color picker, down right on the bottom. So 00FF00. You guys don't see this part, but I hit OK, and now I've got that wonderful great green color up in the corner. I'm just going to paint bucket that sucker down. Whoops. And I'm making myself look foolish here. There we go. So we've got our green background looking good. Now we need to grab somebody's font. Who is the lucky winner now? I actually believe FPV NoobTube, which, give me one sec. I'm going to go notify those guys that I'm actually going to do this live for them. So one sec here, I'm going to flip over to Chrome and go to Facebook. And we're going to share this. Yeah, you guys don't need to learn how to do this. We're going to share it to a group. Alright, so I went ahead and shared that up here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on back here to my Photoshop. Sorry about the delay there, guys. Is anybody even chatting back or watching? I have 3 viewers. Nobody's watching me. So that's awesome. I've been talking to myself. That's okay. I'll have it for later. I'll chop it up. I'll save it as a how-to video. You guys will watch hundreds of it later. And I'm going to make sure you guys listen to this spot. So I'm going to place my embedded file here, and on my desktop I have a whole bunch of stuff. I like that one there. We're going to place that in here. Just a hair too large. I'm going to shrink it up just a little bit. I want that thing to fit right there, dead center. Taking up the whole picture. I know it doesn't look great, but let's do that one here. But we'll fix it here. That's part of the fun here. Do a whole happy little clouds moment. So, noob. Awesome. Now we want this for our background, so we need to do a couple of things here. We're going to chop this sucker up and get rid of the chunks we don't. We need to rasterize the layer. Then we should be able to clean it out like this. We can grab our eraser tool. Basically, this is where it gets artistic, is you have to kind of go in and be handy with your erasing. So now I'm going to get quiet because I got to work through this. We're going to do a trick here, and we're going to adjust the hue and saturation to get rid of all the colors. Try to get it as solid black as possible. So now we're looking good there. And on the image here, we're going to, let me see, go back. Hey, Rob that guy, how's it going? You like how I'm glad I got a viewer finally. Let's get this guy all going here. See, now you gave me some, little more encouragement to get this going here. You're watching what I'm doing. Basically, it's Photoshop. It's not all that interesting to watch here. Let's see. I do have the chat happening here. So, meanwhile, I'm going to go back to Photoshop, and we're going to do some more adjusting on it here. Posterize is going to make it super easy for us, super cheater method. We can cheater it right down. Bam, now we've got our wonderful background. I'm going to select the white and delete it out of there. And now I've got a new logo. So while this doesn't look great, we can zoom in, we can see just what we're working with here now. That's kind of the trick moment of the whole thing. So back in here, we're going to grab our pencil tool, and we're going to be, we need some black on there, so black. So I'm just going to make this whole thing nice and clean here, and then I'll grab the artwork, look at it again, and figure out where I need to undo whatever I've done here. I just want to make it nice and clean for the next step before I start monkeying with anything here. So I've got that. I'm going to go ahead and do a file, open. We're going to open this up in just another tab here. We're going to zoom way in. So what we want to try and do is maintain these cool little Swifty mark things in this process. So I'm going to go back to got my eraser. Just going to clean it up so I can go back in and add them in, make them a little more defined. Since we're working with pixel art, we've got to be a little bit creative with it. So we're going to go ahead and add the little Swifty marks. Just a little bit of cleanup to make it look right before we go back in and erase that stuff back out. I don't like what I did there, so I'm going to even up some of this. No, there isn't one of those right there, so. But, so you get the idea here. We'll go through, we'll make some of these things all perfect here. Let me go back to eraser here. We need one down here. Now, you notice they're all going to be super exaggerated, so while it's not perfect, we're not shooting for perfect here, we're shooting for getting the right idea across. say, but Jason, it looks like crap in some of these spots. You got it all kind of deformitated, and I agree. I'm going to go back and clean some of this up to try and get the shapes back. But this is where that whole creative portion comes in. Again, it's if it was easy, everybody would just have it done on theirs. And we're actually getting real close here to what we're going to want to run with. Hey, sweet. Dynamics watching. Thank you much, sir. How's it going, Brian? I don't think I'm actually seeing my own text there. So anyway, as we're going through here, hi Brian, we're going to come back around and say hello to everybody later, but you see I've got a noob here on the screen. This is awesome. But what we're going to do, now that we've got this great thing, we're going to select it all. I'm going to select all. We're going to copy it. We're going to paste it. Then I'm going to align it just perfect like here. And then I'm going to take the image and we're going to invert it here. And now I'm just going to offset it just a little bit. So now we've got that cool effect that BetaFlight uses for everything in the screen with the whole black outline, so it works and is easily visible. So we just do the little offset like that. But you say, no, they've got those cool red propellers and you really should show those, Hoop. But okay, so let's show those red propellers. Luckily we've got an easy trick to make those stand out here. Since we've layered this white on top of the black, we're going to go right back to this eraser tool. We're going to make it a little bit bigger, and then we're just going to erase the white layer away from the propellers. Totally cheating how they're supposed to be, because it's not so detailed that you have to worry about it. I mean, this is pixel art. It's going to kind of be looking at Mario up close. So, and I might have gone too far there. We're going to back up a little bit. So while it might look kind of funny right now, give me just a second. With pixel art, it always kind of overflows the visual when you're up close. So just because you see it up close doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stand out. But now when we zoom out, we've got this great noob tube propeller look. No screwing around. Pretty quick and easy. What was this? We've been streaming for all of 20 minutes now, and we got this cool logo going. So now when we got this logo, the next stop is to actually get it out of Photoshop in a usable format. If we've done all these steps up to here, we should only have really 3 colors in our Photoshop doc here. So that should be pretty painless to export. So let me slide this guy up so I can come back over here and still see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to file. I'm going to use the old school export, save as web. It just gives you so many more options. Now what you're going to want to do is do, I don't know if, can we see the save for web window? We cannot see the save for web window. Okay, so you guys can't see the export window here. What you're going to want to do is in the preset, if you grab the preset and just pull it to ping 8, it'll give you most of what you need. And then down in the color table, just delete all the colors except for black, white, and our selected green. So let me actually grab you guys a screenshot here so you can see what I'm talking about, since we're going to grab that, and now we're going to go ahead and so I'm going to go ahead and export this to the appropriate place. We're going to save this guy to the desktop. This is going to be NoobTube. So the NoobTube saved to the desktop real quick, just so we know, so you know what we're looking at. When I was talking about the exports, I will paste that crap right here so you can see. You want to make sure you're still exporting in your image size right here. And then you'll want to pick ping 128. And in your color table here, you'll just want to narrow it down to these colors right here. You'll click the other color and click on the trash can. Click the other color, click on the trash can. You'll have to do it at least, guess what, 8 times. So, God forbid. Anybody questions? Curiosity? Anything? No? Brian's still watching? Rob, you still watching? No? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, you guys are still there. Cool. But now that we've got this created here, we're going to go ahead and go to, let me come over here and hit my BetaFlight screen here. Well, let's do that one. So, hi everybody. Anyway, we're back here, and we're going to go to the BetaFlight logo replacer here. So this website here, now the way it works is you pick the font you want here. So I like the BetaFlight base font, so I'm going to go with that one. I'm not a robot. I'm going to choose the file here, and on my desktop somewhere will be the NoobTube ping. So we're going to open up the NoobTube ping. We're not a robot. We're going to hit generate, and it's going to automatically download a file for us. So I'm going to show that in my folder here, which you guys can't see, and then I'm going to rename it NoobTube. So now that is in my downloads. So that was it. It's made our font. We're done. No, okay, so if we want to go continue here, we followed all the rules. It worked just fine. The problem is there's no way to tell if we didn't do it right until we got to the next step here. So the next step here we're going to go to is, we're going to get that guy out of the way, BetaFlight here. So I got a mini quad here. I've got BetaFlight open. I've got static on the screen up over here that you can see, that guy right there. That is my video transmitter for my Tiny Whoop here. So I'm going to plug it in and show you guys. See, you can see what's going on here. There's my logo in there. I have it inverted. I like the cool Hooptie J logo. That's just me. I don't know. I'm like that. So now in BetaFlight, we're going to want to connect our mini quad here of whatever kind it is. If you have a big one, please remove your props before you do this next step, because you do need battery power in most cases to write the font files. So now we're connecting, it's spinning the gears. So we're right here, and connect. Alright, so BetaFlight. We got all our usual BetaFlight stuff, but in the OSD here, you'll notice even though I have the Hooptie J logo installed, it won't show in BetaFlight. It just doesn't. So that's just something you have to deal with. The only window we need to worry about, though, is in BetaFlight here is our OSD tab. So if we go to the OSD tab, and then our font manager, it's pretty self-explanatory here. We're going to go to our open a font file, and we're going to go to my downloads folder, and hey, look at that, noobtube.mcm. So I'm going to open that, You'll notice it did show the font file for BetaFlight here, and actually, if you can see behind, it does show in the window behind for a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the next scene here so you guys can watch what I'm doing here. So in BetaFlight, you see we're all ready to go. Anybody questions anything? We're up to 7 folks watching now. I guess anybody want to know what steps they've missed or anything like that? Because our next step here really is going to be me hooking this guy up. And we've got, you can see it's all booted up and running there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit upload font. It'll disappear off the screen. And then you play Jeopardy music. Do-do-do. And it's uploading. And you guys got a great view. And it should upload that font. Should be FPV NoobTube. Gimme NoobTube. Do-do-do. FPV NoobTube. Alright. So that one's all set for the NoobTube guys. And let me just switch this over to a bigger screen here so you guys can see what's going on. We're going to go unplug it here. Actually, let me go to my OSD here. I have goofy settings somewhere here. Where is the inverted? And timer, distance, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, somewhere along the way here, there's an option to invert the text, which I have done on mine, which is really actually less than fun. But we've got all the fun stuff in BetaFlight here. Anyway, so now that we've created this one, let's go ahead and we'll reboot him real quick so you guys can see. And we'll exit once in the CLI so you guys can watch on the screen there now. Reboot, and NoobTube has got it going on there. So cool. Back around, we'll go ahead and reconnect. Hey, D-Dub. Gotta like that chat window in the corner. I actually see when someone's talking to me now. So back over here, we'll connect again in BetaFlight. Hey, and Jacob Bowen's here. What up, Aero FPV? So let's, I got a bunch of logos from a bunch of folks, so that was just the first one I was going to knock out here. I will go ahead and do another one here for you guys real quick. Since you missed the beginning, not a worry, not a worry. I had come planning on doing multiples for folks and planning on if anybody brought their own logos that I would do it for them while they were on. So back in our Photoshop scene here, let's go back to our BetaFlight screen. I want, actually let's go back over here and pull up my Chrome window again. Back to the logo replacer. So back in the beginning we were talking about this BetaFlight logo replacer. So this is the tool that does all the job for us here. bflogo.ekezet.com. The link is in the info down below. I think, did I get it there? I'm pretty sure I got it there. Yeah, I've got the link in the info. Or if you hit my website there, Nightbot's helping out. Hit my website, there's a link. There will be a link up shortly for all that info as soon as I get the video here up. So, as you can see, BetaFlight logo replacer, this is the tool we use here. So back over here in Photoshop, the trick really is in our logo replacer to get the right file formats out of it. So back over here, I started with the t-shirt. We just stole the logo here for the NoobTube guys. So that's what we're looking at for those guys there. We'll just a little bit of pixel art going on. So, since I actually have several folks that I have worked up today for them, we got Dalen, we got NoobTube, we'll go ahead and I found it easier that once I got one going, I'm just going to go ahead and add some layers. Oh, no, we want to add one, not delete one. Layer 4 here. We're going to go ahead and start a new one. We're going to go ahead and file. We started off with the appropriate file sizes there. That was the big trick in Photoshop, was just, if we come over here to this screen right here, BetaFlight screen placer. Image has to be exactly 288 by 72, and got to have RGB and the background and white and black. So as long as you follow these things, they actually give you some samples down here of how it ends up creating the files and what it looks like on screen for these guys. Support this guy here. If you're, you know, a GitHub dude, go fork this thing, make it super easy to use. In the meantime, we'll go back to Photoshop here, and I will knock out, I've got a guy who wanted a corgi as his splash screen. So we're going to go ahead and file, we're going to place the image here. I went over and hit up the UAV Futures Discord and recruited a bunch of guys from there. So, Nireku here, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Basically, he's got a corgi with his name on it. I don't ask questions, I just do the thing. So his is going to be real easy here. We're going to pop that in there. We're going to layer. We're going to rasterize that sucker real quick. The rasterizing it makes it fit to the pixel here. And now we've got the grays on the edges. So now we'll go ahead and posterize it, which should force it to pixel perfect on a specific number of colors. Bam. We got that good. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our magic wand over here and get rid of the white. And a little bit of spring cleaning like we were doing before. Why are we not erasing? Because we need that right there. There we go. Some of these might need to go to black instead. That's not a big deal. We can come back and do it. Grab our pencil. We're going to stick some of these back in now. Nireku? I'm not sure. How do we say that? I'm not Aussie. So, now that we've got Nireku's little corgi logo going on here, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to cheat it up a bit and just select it all. Copy and paste. Line that sucker up. I'm going to invert it. And we can do white on black like we did before. Or we could actually just swap the layers around and give him a black one with a white outline. Any calls? Requests? Suggestions? We're taking input on this one. Anybody? No? Okay. I actually think this one does look better though with white on top, so I'm going to go ahead and switch it back. And I think that offset seems to do it the most justice here. So I'm going to go ahead and file. export, save for web. Using them same settings I had before, I went ahead and saved a preset in my save for web with those settings I had shown. And we'll save that. This guy I've got a folder for, so. Alright, so near cues in the folder, in the bag. So now that we've got our logo file, we're going to go ahead and once again go to over here to the BetaFlight logo replacer, and we're going to choose the file. This time it is near cues file. Open that one up. BetaFlight, not a robot. It's going to think I'm a robot after I do all these. Generate it. And I will grab it here, rename it. And then we'll get him back into that folder there, so I can find it later. So now we're back over here, and as you can see, I probably left the tiny whip plugged in and wasn't even paying attention. Let's see, yeah, here he is right here. So, yeah, you notice the camera starts to look like crap after it cooks for a while. We'll go ahead and power him down for a minute. Yes, Arrow, I will be coming back. And don't worry, D-Dub, I still have, you know, I actually got about a half dozen different logos from people to do, so I can do a couple more here. No worries. 1 sec again. Had to grab some charged tiny whoops. Need to charge batteries. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not real hard. It's just Photoshop's kind of a pain. But we got that. We're over here. We're back to BetaFlight. We're still connected to my quad. And we'll go OSD. We'll come on over here. Now, I want to say, I thought I saw there was somewhere to invert the on-screen logo, but anyway. We'll go ahead and open the font file here for near Q here, and we'll see how he looks. Oh, I know where it's in the OSD is where you can flip that setting. My bad. Yeah, the hard part's just getting the export setting or going through and posterizing it by hand, so there we go, and let me grab this guy, and we'll plug him in. And you guys totally missed the little dog there, but I'm going to go ahead and cheat this time. Yeah, my dog hates the British lady inside the radio. So yeah, in our OSD there's actually a invert. I had that turned on. My bad, guys. And we'll save and reboot, and now it should come up near Q's logo. There we go. So he's good to go. I've got him set. I'm going to go ahead and get him uploaded and get the NoobTube one up for the NoobTube guys. Anybody, you guys want me to knock one more out real quick? Any requests? I still got 10 people in there and only 3 of you have spoken, so anybody want something just for me to put up for download? We've got some Deadband ones up, but do we want, I mean, I'm sure I could knock out somebody else's logo. I've got Alien Whoops up for download. We'll go ahead and switch him back over here. Let me go back to the display screen here. We're going to go back to BetaFlight. Yeah, we'll go to the BetaFlight screen here. You guys can watch me this way. And I will go ahead and OSD, Font Manager, open the font file, and actually I want to go to the desktop because that's where the best ones are, I think. No, those are in the downloads folders. So you have to come here for the very best one right here. This one right here. We'll open that one up. Pilot wings. That's not a bad plan. You gotta Google me up an icon real quick, Arrow. Shoot me a link on Facebook or the Slack or the Discord and I'll do it. Shoot it over. No, I'm not doing boobs. And if you say dick butt, I'm gonna ban you. Just kidding. I won't ban anybody for dick butt, but see, and there's the Hooptie J logo. You gotta like that one. So we'll pull this screen up. Yeah, now we can we'll just reboot right on screen here like this, and ta-da! Yeah. See, so that one looks great. So, all right, we'll cut that one. Go back to Photoshop. Who's next? Let's see. We need a Betty page. Voltatronics. Thank you, sir. We're gonna dig one of those up here. Let's actually come over here and we'll do it like this. So let me switch over here to the other screen and you guys will dig it. There we go, that's what we're looking at. We have some requests here, let's see. On the beach. Okay, I'm looking for this one, the beach one. Right here. No, that one. In her purse on the beach. Okay, now that's getting awful specific. I'm looking. There's some horrible ones on there. This one here. This is the one you're talking about. All right, links. I can work with links. All right. Imgur.com. Well, now black and white photo is good, but we really should be going for line art. It's just not going to work out well otherwise. Let's grab that one here. We'll just screw around with it now. Let's go back to Photoshop here. We'll get rid of those. We'll start a new layer. We'll paste that sucker in there. The problem we got with this is we're so limited on appropriate space because we're height limited. So while we've got this great Betty Page image in here, it really doesn't work out well because it's just, shoot, it just doesn't work out well. We need something more. Well, you get the idea. We'll knock this one out real quick and then we'll go from there. Hey, look at this. Wow, I'm up to 7 people again. Oh, messages in Discord. Okay, Arrow, I will check Discord in here in just a moment. but I have it muted for a reason here. Oh man, look at all them messages. I have just, wow, I'm blowing up today. Okay, Arrow, I gotcha. Pilot wings, those will be next. We'll knock those out real quick. But back over here, Betty Page. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to try. That, there we go. Brightness and contrast. It's all just a matter of messing with it here. Oh wait, that's not all the way what we wanted. Now let's try to posterize this thing again. See, we're getting closer. So it's really a matter of just playing with it. And I don't know how many of you have done any pixel art in the past, but this really harkens back to the days of making 8-bit icons and that sort of thing. So, Everybody hear about that whole Tiny Whoop thing that's going on next weekend? I hear everybody's coming to Colorado. Everybody's looking forward to that. So who else is officially coming, or is it still a lot of unofficially coming people? No, I'm talking to myself. Okay. Shut up and make the icon, Hoop. We only want you for your skills. But sadly, like I said, most of this we have to keep turning down the quality every time because we need to get it just black and white. Guys can't fault me for not delivering, huh? Pencil, we're going to put our foot back in. Cool. Can't type in full. Voltronics uses 2 computers. Huh. What's the X by Y pixels? The X by Y pixels, Voltronics. Here, if we go back here, let me, I'll just jump back over to that other screen real quick. we got we'll close that out. It wants 288 by 72, and then it works easiest in a ping. Make it RGB when you start, and then you need white and black for colors, and then the background green needs to be 00FF00. So once you've got these things in here, you guys don't need to watch me how to, you guys know how to operate Photoshop where you don't, so. But I figured I'd help you out with how I was doing the repeatedly posterizing and adjusting the contrast so you could get it where you want it kind of thing. But now we'll go ahead and do a do one of these for you. We'll rasterize that sucker.
Inactivity alarm.
Oh, thank you, Tyrannus. Just let her. It's horrible, it's lame. I probably wouldn't have made it for myself, but you guys requested it, so. So alright, we're going to go ahead and file, export, we're going to save it for a web. Save this one. I'm just going to save it in that same UAV folder so I know where to find it. Alright, so Betty is done, or at least as much as I'm going to work on her. Not my thing. So we'll come back over here to BetaFlight now, and BetaFlight, we'll connect up. Go to the OSD, go to the font. Oh, I skipped a step. I actually have to make the BetaFlight font first. So we'll choose the file, and go for Betty. We're going to go for the Clarity font instead. And this goes in that UAV Futures folder here. Where did that go? Which I didn't put a shortcut to. There we go. Alright, so now we should have our BetaFlight logo file. We should be ready to go to the font manager, open the font file. Go to the UAV Future Discord, grab the custom one, and we'll upload the font. And if everything works out well here, we should see Betty Page pop up as the splash screen here for Volatronics. Here you go, man. This one's for you. Go. There you go, man. I hope you enjoy that one. That one's all for you.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Alright guys, well I think we've got about all I'm going to do here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and reboot it one more time. Let you guys see that one more time. Here's Betty Page for Volatronics. You guys are good to go. Alright, man. I will make some more of these. I got a whole bunch more I got to pump out for a few folks that I told I would make them for. I'll go ahead and get this video up before long. Thanks for coming and watching. You guys sat here and listened to this for an hour. So, yeah, enjoy, guys. Thanks for the time. Thanks for coming and visiting me. You'll notice I did have the clown nose on there because I was leaving it open for anybody to call in if they wanted to. But we got the workbench here set. I got the chat and fly all working to go here so we can do that. I'll be doing some more streams for you guys. We'll catch you later.